We have now officially come to the end of beautiful ranunculus season, and I wanted to show you how to save ranunculus corms. So this is fairly simple. When the leaves on the ranunculus, when the leaves on your ranunculus start to go really yellow and dry and crispy, it's totally time for you to haul them up and save them for next year. So there's really no special technique to this. I literally just haul out each plant. So I actually leave all of the foliage on just so I can see each corm. Because if not, if I cut them all back, then I don't know where they're planted. And if I was to rinse this off right now, you would see that this one corm has actually produced a couple of corms. Actually, I'm going to do that right now so you can get a visual of how ranunculus multiply from year to year. After rinsing, you can kind of get a better look at the corms, and if you were to try to tease these apart, you actually could get them separated. This is a little tricky to do at this point. Let me see. I don't think they want to come apart. But when I dry this and regrow it next year, you can see I've got a full corm here, a full corm here, and I also have this stalk. Usually each stalk correlates to a different corm. So I have at least 4 corms on this one plant. So there's nothing special to this. There's actually a worm in here. I'm just going to pull up each plant and I'm going to put it in this tray, and I will let them dry out for a few weeks, and then I will just put them in a paper bag and store them till next year. Very simple. So again, shake it off, brush off the dirt, and I will put that right into my basket. I've been doing this ever since I started growing ranunculus, and it's a great way because they can be expensive to buy if you're buying fancier varieties. And as long as it's not a trademarked variety, you can save your own corms for use. So there we go. That has at least 2 to 3 corms, I can tell. So I will just continue doing this until it's all done. And that concludes saving ranunculus corms for next year. I'm gonna lay these in my basement to dry out, and once they dehydrate, I'll just cut all the dry stalks off and store them in a paper bag until next year, and they will be about 3 or 4 times as many ranunculus for next year. So today I am out in my flower patch, and I am growing a little bed of zinnias, and I wanted to show you how you can pinch your flowers to get more flowers. So zinnias want to grow upwards, so you can already see I've got all these new shoots that are coming off this plant. So as much as it sucks to get rid of this first flower, if I do this and cut deep into the plant, in a couple of weeks, I'm probably going to have about 5 flower stalks coming off of that. So once again, here's another one. It kills me to do this, but I'm going to cut down into the plant, and that is pinching zinnias. And there's a lot of things like cosmos, branching sunflowers, all kinds of plants that benefit from this. Here's another one. And we'll go right here. This is very difficult for me to do one-handed, right here. And yeah, so if you're growing zinnias, I promise you this will quadruple the amount of flowers that you get. Hello everybody, welcome back to Growing in the Cove. My name is Stacy and I garden in Zone 5B, Newfoundland. So today I am back in the garden, and it's definitely overdue for me to harvest some garlic scapes. So I've planted this hardneck garlic. The variety is called Music, last October, and now it's at the point in the season where I'm going to harvest the scapes, and in about 4 weeks from now I will be harvesting the garlic cloves themselves. So follow along if you want to watch me cut some scapes. They're such a delicious garlicky treat this time of year, and it's like the preamble before my garlic will be ready. I love cooking with it. I like to chop them up and kind of use them as a garlic substitute, but you can also use them sort of like a garlicky green bean, and they go really well in stir fries. I just love them, but it is definitely necessary if you're growing garlic to cut them right now. If not, you won't get very good bulb development. So let me give you a closer look. So here's a look at my garlic bed. What you want to look for to determine if your scapes are ready is if when they curl, they make a complete circle. And mine are definitely that far along. You can see this one as well, this one as well. They're all making full circles. So what I like to do, I might need to get you closer for this, hold on. Okay, so when cutting a scape, I like to take this curly part and I follow right to this part where you can see the scape connects to the stalk, and you'll see there's a different texture. The scape is really smooth, and this kind of has more of a liney kind of texture to it. So I go right down where it connects and snap, and that is your scape. So I'm going to continue harvesting the rest of these, as I said. So let's see, I usually end up with so many more than I think, so it'll be interesting to see how large of a harvest I'm going to get. So here is my harvest of garlic scapes. It's been a very fruitful year, and I hope this is an indicator of how big my bulbs of garlic are going to be this year. This is one of my favorite crops to plant. It's so low maintenance. There's pretty much no pests that even care about garlic, so it's just such a hands-off and bountiful vegetable that's so worth growing. So yeah, thank you for joining me with harvesting my scapes. If you haven't already done so in your own garden and you live in Newfoundland, it might be a good time to go take a look at them and see if you have these full circles that are ready for harvesting. And you know, the sky's the limit of what you can do with these, and there are so many more ideas online. There are people that make garlic powders and pickle them, and there's just so many great ideas. So thank you so much for watching, and happy growing.